The autumn festival was the biggest event in our town. It was the only night of the year when Main Street burst into life instead of looking like a ghost town. The steps of the courthouse were glowing with strings of lights, and the scent of warm apple cider filled the crisp air. Every shop displayed pumpkins and scarecrows, making the whole place look like a picture-perfect American town. I was working at the Ringtos booth with 3 of my friends to get our school community service hours. Honestly, we were just messing around and teasing the kids who kept missing the soda bottles. The prizes were cheap plastic toys, but the kids were thrilled, and I was just going through the motions. The street was packed with families, strollers, teenagers, and people carrying plates of food. A marching band moved through the crowd, flanked by stalls selling sweets, face painting, and raffle tickets. Paper lanterns swayed gently in the cold breeze above the crowd. In the middle of all this commotion, 2 figures caught my attention coming down the street. I could not tell if they were men or young adults, but they wore strange cardboard masks with oversized noses and horribly painted smiles. At first, I thought they were just wearing costumes for the festival, but no one else looked like them. They were different in a way that made my skin crawl. They were unnaturally tall, with impossibly long arms that reached all the way down to their knees, and their bodies were stretched thin as if someone had pulled them upward. Looking at them gave me an instant chill, though I could not explain why. My friend mentioned that people feel this way when they see something that looks human, but clearly is not. Just then, a woman passed by, holding her little girl by the hand. The girl held a candy apple coated in red sugar, laughing as she pulled her mother toward the petting zoo. It was a completely normal and innocent scene, but as the masked figures passed by, they slowed their pace and stared intently at the mother and child. Nobody else noticed except me. I froze, clutching a ring as my hands went dry with tension. I knew something was wrong, but I tried to convince myself it was just a Halloween prank. A short while later, the band stopped playing, and the crowd moved toward the food stalls. The mother and her daughter headed back through a narrow alley between the barber shop and an old storefront.